So hello and welcome back to the final episode of Inter Miami Live. Hope you're all doing well and you're looking forward to this one. It's the playoff episode, which is very exciting. Now, first of all, we've got the first round of playoff fixtures to sit back, enjoy, and see who we could be playing. Now, we're playing against either Atlanta United or Montreal Impact in the playoff semi-finals, so that's quite exciting for us. So we've got particular interest on this game. I'd rather maybe see Montreal Impact go through than into Atlanta United, but I'll have to check the fixture because I think Montreal Impact could have beaten us this season, whereas Atlanta United perhaps we had slightly better fixtures. I can't quite remember. So that's quite exciting. Today's episode could be really long because we could go all the way and play 3 or 4 games, or it could be really short and we lose the semi-final straight away, and that's the end of the season, which would be quite frustrating. So we'll have to see which way it goes, but first things first, I'm going to click continue. First of all, click continue, and Philadelphia beat New York City FC, whereas Real Salt Lake City beat Vancouver, which I think was to be expected because these two teams did better than the other teams in their conference. So I would imagine Atlanta United should go and beat Montreal Impact. Let's go and see what happens in that game, as apparently that's already happened. We are playing Atlanta United, so we've not actually seen that other fixture come through yet. We've not actually seen the result for that. Why didn't it show us the result? I'm not entirely sure, but if we go back onto news articles there, that was a bit of an anticlimax, wasn't it? Atlanta did win their game. It didn't show us for some reason, but they, if we scroll down, beat Montreal Impact 3-2. Right then. We then need to look at our fixtures very quickly. Atlanta United coming up next. Past meetings against Atlanta, drawn 1, lost 1. So actually, Atlanta are probably one of the only teams that have a better record against us than we do against them this season. So we desperately need to turn this one around against them. I think we should have the home advantage. We do, because we finished top of our conference, which is very good. So that's quite handy. But there we go. Atlanta United are the first team coming up in today's episode. I hope we can go and win it, because I can just imagine us now losing it like 3 or 4-0 after being unbeaten since the start of June. Like, I can just see it now losing the game. It'd be annoying, wouldn't it? The good thing is, though, we have a clean bill of health, no injuries, so we can put out a full-strength lineup, which would be very, very good. Yes, so we are playing Atlanta United. That's what that was telling us, that screen. That was a little bit frustrating, or frustrating, confusing. That's what I meant to say, not frustrating. Nothing frustrating about that. Confusing, that was what it was. Right, team selection. It's telling me to play different players in different positions, and it's telling me, incidentally, to put Zuratuza in the midfield, attacking midfield, and Pizarro out wide, leaving Heidman in there. Or Hindman. I've been saying Heidman all season. It's probably Hindman, isn't it? But I've said Heidman now. We'll stick with that. That's interesting. I don't think we'll do that. I think Heidman will come out with squad. Zuratuza back in midfield, and we'll leave Pizarro in the middle and Pellegrini out wide, because he's been playing very well in those positions. Pre-match press conference is about to begin. Let's take part in this then. How much significance do you believe the seeding rules have at this time of the season? I mean, I suppose it favours, the slightly better sides maybe, and obviously the team that win the conference should theoretically go through to the final, shouldn't they? But I don't know. It's all to do with form, I would say. If one team has enjoyed better results than the other, they deserve some form advantage out of it. Yeah, I guess we'll say that to sort of, placate things. It's fair to say that Inter Miami didn't have the best of times against Orlando City. We didn't. Our final game of the regular season, we drew 1-1, which wasn't great, but at least we didn't lose it. Are we looking for a reaction from your players in the game? The whole team wants to bounce back with a win. Figal has been tipped with being named the MLS Defender of the Year. How do you rate his chances? Yes, I think it would be a great opportunity and a great chance for him to win Defender of the Year. He's been very impressive and deserves to be in the discussion. Miami suffered defeat last time they played Atlanta United. How does that affect the team mentally? Right, what we're going to say to this, I'm going to say it's important that we treat every game as we would any other, because if we get distracted by notions of revenge, it will come back to haunt us. Let's say that as well. Given the importance of the upcoming match for the two teams, there is incredible hunger for the Inter Miami fans to get a positive result. Does the added pressure, given what's at stake, affect you in your preparations at all? I don't think it affects our planning, no. The lads know they've got a bit of extra desire. They will say that. But the fact that managers can often crack under pressure, you seem to handle it pretty well. Can the same be said of Frank de Boer? I didn't realise with the Atlanta United manager. No wonder they do so well, because they've got such a cracking manager. I think he copes with pressure very well. I'm going to say yes. We're both professionals and used to dealing with pressure like this. Frank's a good manager. I'm sure his side will be very well prepared. We'll say that because that's what I think his side will be very well prepared, Atlanta United. Oh, this is a bit disappointing. Will Trapp's out for 1 to 2 days. He might then miss the game against Atlanta United. It shouldn't be too bad, 1 to 2 days with a slightly tight hamstring. It should be okay. We'll see how it goes. But this is a very exciting fixture coming up right now. I'm expecting a win, though. I'm expecting a win, and I think we can do it. What just happened there? LA Galaxy lost to Real Salt Lake, whereas DC United beat Philadelphia. Okay, that's exciting. It's now us v Atlanta. We need to make some changes. Lillard is suspended, but that's fine because Figal can come back onto the pitch, although he's not really got the match sharpness, which is not the best thing in the world, really, is it? Torres onto the bench. Zuratuza on for Aloha and swap him out with Heidman. Will Trapp, we will leave him on the bench for now. Let's leave Heidman playing to start the game off. Let's not risk Will Trapp too much. And Heidman has played well recently, so we'll leave him on the pitch for now. Powell, Long, Figal, Sweat. Okay, that back line's good. Sweat, Figal, Long and Powell. We'll swap these two guys over because they prefer being like that. And Powell at right back. Robles in goal as per usual. Zuratuza and Heidman in the midfield with Pellegrini, Pizarro, Agudelo and Carranza, the attacking quadruplets. You know what? I think that is the team to do it. That's the best team we've had all season. And I think that obviously Will Trapp should be playing rather than Heidman, but I don't want to risk him too much because, of course, we've got a few more games. If he gets injured in this game, that would be quite devastating for us. So we need to just be careful with Trapp. So Heidman, I believe, can do a good job. But other than that, that is the strongest lineup I think we've got this season. So into the dressing room then. Passionately, we've been on a good run lately. Do I say that? Or do I say we owe Atlanta United? That's what happened in the last match. Because that usually gets a good reaction. Look at all that motivation from the players there. That's quite good to see. You've left Aloha out. Why is that? I'd rather talk about 11 players on the pitch. We'll say that because we don't want to upset Aloha. Given Figal's lack of match fitness, how long can he last out there? He's good to go. We'll say that. If he encounters any setbacks, we'll deal with them accordingly. Has the 18-day gap between fixtures affected your preparation? Now, this is quite a big thing. We've had more than 2 weeks off before the last fixture, so I feel like that doesn't play into our hands. Obviously, Atlanta United have played more recently than us, so they have a bit more match sharpness and cohesion, perhaps, than us. So it's given us the opportunity to get really stuck into some more detailed work, and I hope it pays dividends. We'll say that. That might work out for us. I don't know. But kickoff is upon us here today against Atlanta United. And for the first time in this save, I am actually quite nervous. Going into the US Cup final, I genuinely thought we were going to go in and win that. Because I knew that DC United were on a terrible run of form. We'd done fantastically well in all those cup games. And to be fair, I wasn't too fussed about winning the cup. But when we got to the final, I knew we were going to win it. As Agudelo heads us into the lead against Atlanta United 10 minutes into the game. He was completely unmarked at the far post. And what a fantastic way to score the goal there. Ben Sweat on the ball, running down that left-hand side of the pitch. Great ball into Pellegrini, who can just pick out Agudelo, who loses his man at the far post. Don't know what their defender was doing, running straight towards Pellegrini next to 2 other players, and Agudelo just left open. But we're not going to complain. We've taken the lead. And as I was saying, I am nervous of this game because Atlanta are a good side, and we want to win the MLS Cup. We want to win the playoffs. We want to be the champions of the MLS. With that cup game, I wasn't too fussed about winning the cup, but once we got to the final, I just knew we were going to win it. I'm slightly more apprehensive about the MLS Cup and the playoffs, and especially as Atlanta United can let Joseph Martinez loose and he can just beat our entire defence like that. When you've got a player like Martinez on your side, you are always going to be a risk. So we have to be careful of that. Agudelo's picked up a bruised thigh. Should be something he's able to play through, but his condition is actually improving, which is quite good to see. But again, we've got potentially a couple more games coming up. We don't want to risk Agudelo too much. I think we might look to take him off shortly into the second half. Into the dressing room then. 1-0 up. Things are going well, but I know you're capable of even better. A few players listen keenly, but not quite the reaction I was hoping for there, which is a little bit frustrating. Agudelo then. Actually, his condition is slowly dropping down now, but in line with everyone else. So I don't know, he might be okay, but we don't want to have him on the sidelines for too long, so I will take him off shortly as Pizarro makes his run down the left-hand side into the box, shoots, but Brad Guzan makes a very good save. Both Brad Guzan and Robles both nominated for MLS Goalkeeper of the Year, which is interesting. So obviously both keeping lots of clean sheets as Martinez makes his way forward, Robles keeping his clean sheet for now. 30 minutes to go in this game. Agudelo is going to come off for Kiesewetter. And I'd like to bring on Will Trapp for Heidman. Let's give him a little run out there for the next 25 minutes or so as Pellegrini puts a corner into the middle. Carranza's waiting. heading it just over the bar. Come on, lads, let's keep going out there. Pizarro on the ball out towards Pellegrini, into Ben Sweat, back out to Aaron Long, back to Sweat. Get it out to that right-hand side of the pitch. We've got loads of space over here. Robles gets it to Figal. Let's slowly, or I'd like it quickly, moved out to his right-hand side, so then Atlanta can't catch it up, but it's there now. Kizaveta past his man. Can he put a cross into middle? He puts the cross in. Carranza's there and heads it over the bar once again. Okay, lads, let's keep going. Let's just keep calm. 20 minutes to go. Let's just go down to balance. I mean, we are dominating 17 shots to 5 shots. I'm not quite sure why I should be so worried. And I'm not worried now that Carranza picks up his 17th goal of this season and makes it 2-0 to Inter Miami against Atlanta United with only 15 minutes or so to go in today's game. A great glancing header there into the top corner past Brad Guzan. That should settle things now. Okay, we can sit back, relax a little bit, and enjoy the final 10 minutes or so as we progress to the Eastern Conference final of the playoffs. That's exciting. Not sure who we're playing. I can't remember who went through from our side of the draw. I actually can't remember. It might have been... I can't remember. Was it DC United? I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. We'll see in a minute's time or so, won't we? 0-2's on the ball. Gets it in towards Pizarro. Pizarro into Pellegrini to finish things off. Finishes it off nicely. Pellegrini's 9th of the season. 3-0 up against Atlanta United. And that is a perfect result to build some confidence for these lads out there. Brilliant stuff. We are through into the next round of the playoffs. That's what we want to see. Dressing room, passionate. Very happy with the result and the way you played out there. Every player playing brilliantly. We've won that semi-final. Agadello's out for 6 to 8 days. And it is DC United who are playing in the next round. It says up there, DC United in 6 days' time. So we'll leave him to the physio. DC United coming up next. We are playing at our home stadium. So that, again, the home advantage there is very, very nice. Send Jordan Platt to that press conference as Pellegrini is on form with his 9.1 rating. Fantastic. So if you were superb with a number and quality of chances created, keep it up, Pellegrini, please. We're going to need you in the next game against DC United. Come on then. We've beaten DC United a couple of times this season. Most importantly, of course, in that US Cup final. I know we can do it again, but of course they're going to be looking for their revenge today. Massive looking for their revenge. I can vote in the MLS Rookie of the Year, where actually I don't have any player nominated because I've been told about the other, like defender, MLS Player of the Season, MVP of the Season, and goalkeeper. We've all got players nominated, and I can't vote. You can't vote for your own team, so I refuse to vote in that to hand votes to other players who might stop my team or players winning. So I don't vote in those, but I can vote in this one. And quite clearly, this guy's got a 7.5 rating. The others don't have a better rating. He's got lots of goals and assists, so I'm going to give my Rookie of the Year to Andy Calvano. So hopefully he goes and wins that for Philadelphia. That'll be fantastic stuff for him. We've got Robles nominated for goalkeeper. I can tell you right now, the Landon Donovan MVP award, we have Pizarro nominated for that one, which is interesting. But I imagine Espinoza with his 20 assists, 8 goals will probably go and win that. Maybe even Sam Johnson. I don't think Rodolfo Pizarro is going to be winning this award, unfortunately. So that's why I'm not going to vote, because it takes votes away from him. So he could win it if I don't vote. In goalkeeper, I've already told you, Robles in there. And in defender, both Figal and Aaron Long are nominated for that one. So I'm refusing to vote in that because I don't want to take votes away from these two players because I can't actually physically vote for them. So there we go. Right. Continuing onwards, the DC United game has come around very, very quickly. Pre-match press conference, we'll do this one again. Will you be looking for your more experienced players to help the younger ones in what's sure to be a high-pressure tie? Some of our players may be young, but they have cool heads on their shoulders and they will cope with the pressure just fine because they have done all season. Last time out against Atlanta, you played very well. You must be hoping that form carries on. It gives us confidence. The whole team wants to keep the form running. Miami are on the verge of qualifying for the MLS Cup proper, which I just assume means that final, basically. And you will do with a win from your next match. Are you confident in seeing it through and getting the required result? We've put ourselves in the best position already, so I have faith in the boys to see it through. How excited are you at the possibility of reaching the MLS Cup? We're in the game to experience success, and everyone is excited to see that we are close. Lots of questions in this one. They're on a great run. Everything seems to be going well. Presumably there's a great dressing room atmosphere contributing towards that. There's real vibrancy and togetherness about this group. It's an amazing squad, as you can see right here from team cohesion, dressing room atmosphere and managerial support. You love to see it. Right. That's the pre-match press conference done. I'm not planning on changing the lineup at all, apart from, I say that, I am planning on changing the lineup as Pellegrini picks up man or the player of the week, which is great stuff to see. As well as him, Pizarro, Powell, and Carranza in team of the week, which is great to see. Right. I did say I wasn't going to make changes, but actually, no, I am making changes out there for this game against DC United. Agudelo is going to swap out for Kizaveta as he is still a little bit injured on 85% condition. And then Heideman's going to come off for Will Trapp, who is, I think, back to full fitness. So apart from Kizaveta and Agudelo swapping over, that's the full strength lineup. We're not changing too much there. Issues because Powell's on a yellow card, as is Figal. If they get yellow cards, they will miss that cup final against whoever wins from the Western Conference. So that would be really frustrating if they get yellow cards today. I'm praying that they don't, but you can write it in the stars that they will do, won't you? Dressing room then. The players pick up where they left off from last time. Okay, I will do. Assertively, carry on straight on from where you finished last match. Let's say that. A few motivated faces in there, which is good to see. Assistant manager, do the tunnel press conference on we please. And kickoff is upon us with Pellegrini putting a corner into middle, and Carranza inside of 3 minutes opens up with scoring for us. We score so many goals really early on. We started off the season scoring a lot of late goals to win some games, but this time of the season, around the end of the season, the playoffs, we've scored plenty of goals in the first 5 minutes or so, which is fantastic stuff. We just start games off brilliantly, and Carranza is eyeing up 20 goals for the season now. If he gets a few more in today's game and perhaps a couple in the next game, should we get to the final, that would be fantastic. But DC United offering nothing yet as Carranza heads another header just over the bar this time, unfortunately. But 20 minutes in, 6 shots to us, nothing from DC United. And another corner now. Pellegrini looking for Carranza again. It's gone all the way through to Figal, who puts it into Pizarro. 2-0 to us inside 20 minutes. And already, I feel like we've won this game against DC United. The team are just playing so well at the moment. No one can stop us right now. If any team can beat us, though, and can stop us, it's if we do get to that final. And they're not playing right now, but obviously the team to beat this season is San Jose, isn't it? They topped the Supporters' Shield and the Western Conference. And luckily for us, we haven't had to play San Jose this season because you play every team in your conference twice, and there's 13 teams in the other conference, but you only play 10 of them, and you play those 10 teams once. And one of the teams that we managed to avoid this season was San Jose at the top of that conference. So we've not had a test against them this season. The two best sides, I would say, this season in the MLS, us and San Jose, hopefully we'll get to play each other. And hopefully we'll see who really does come out on top, because that will be a very exciting game there. Right, start of second half, and Pellegrini loses possession out to the DC United players. And number 7 coming down the wings, back inside central, a little bit more into Felipe. Canals up towards Flores, who can put a ball into the middle, can he? Puts it out to his winger, who can put a ball into the middle, who does. Figal makes a good clearance, though, and Will Trapp set to put this out to Kizaveta, who can make a run down that right-hand side of the pitch. Instead, decide to play it back to Zurutuza, slowing down the play a little bit, but recycling possession quite nicely. Pizarro back to Zurutuza, who plays it into Pizarro, who's a bit more forward. Across to Pellegrini, who heads it down to Carranza. Carranza looking for another goal, can't quite get it. Good save from the keeper, Hamid, there for DC United, who have been a fantastic team all season and then just dropped their form towards the end of it, as did Atlanta United. Both them and Atlanta, DC United and Atlanta United, they were looking like they were going to win the conference, but both of them fell apart, whereas we just had incredibly good form towards the end of the season. 20 minutes ago, lots of complacent faces, which I'm not a fan of. Pellegrini looking uninterested as well. We'll take him off for Lewis Morgan. Palacios on for Ben Sweat. And then I want to protect Powell. I could probably protect... In fact, let's protect Figal and Powell, both of them, to not get yellow cards in today's game. We've won this game as far as I'm aware. 50 minutes ago, I can't see them getting the winner. So I'd rather protect those two players, stop them getting yellow cards, and make them available to play in the final against whoever gets there between San Jose and I can't remember who the other one was. It Real Salt Lake City, maybe? Either way, DC United, with 3 minutes to go, have a corner. And they've not put it in the back of the net, which is good. I was expecting them to do that then, and then it'd be quite a lot. But a lot of all they have put in the back of the net. Okay, it really is squeaky bum time now because I wasn't quite expecting that. But DC United, hopefully with just a consolation goal. But there is a highlight straight from kickoff. Do not fall apart now, lads. Do not fall apart. Kiesewetter gives the ball away completely there, which is terrible. And DC United looking to come forward. They're number 10, powering forward now in the area. I can't quite believe that. What on earth has just happened then? I'm not quite sure how we allowed that. There's another highlight straight from kickoff. If they just score a third goal now, I don't know what I'm going to do. Kiesewetter on the ball. Into Zurutuza, across to De La Garza. De La Garza into the middle. Carranza, Morgan. Saved by the keeper, Hamid. Lads, how has this just happened? 3 shots on target for DC United, and they've done that, okay? Real Salt Lake City have just beaten San Jose as well. That's huge, because San Jose were the team to beat, and they've gone and lost to Real Salt Lake City. I was really looking forward to playing San Jose, but Real Salt Lake City, I think we beat them this season. I can't quite remember, but we've got to go aggressive. I'm not happy with performance out there, lads. The thing is, the momentum now is fully with DC United in this period of extra time. They're the ones that scored 2 very late goals, and they're the ones going to be excited by this. We're going to be very, very nervous, and all those players look complacent. We should have said something. I should have said something, and they're coming forward now, DC United. DC United, are they going to... No. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Get creative out there. I cannot believe this has just happened. I cannot believe this has just happened. What on earth? And now suddenly we're in the race to try and grab an equaliser. We have 2-0 up. 2-0 up. And about 4 minutes away with added time from winning the game. And yet we're bottling it right now. Kiesewetter on the ball. It's a 4v2 situation. Oh my gosh. I can't. Genuinely, what on earth has just happened here today? What on earth? DC have gone down to 10 men as well because they've got a man injured. They're just sitting behind the ball as they would do. We're on very attacking. Pizarro into De La Garza. Zurutuza waiting for it. Morgan. Good. We've got that equaliser. That is fantastic. Now, obviously, it's slightly unlucky for DC United to go down to 10 men due to injury, but okay. The momentum swings again, and it's now in our favour. Look how defensive they are. Look how defensive they are. Get creative out there. Come on, lads. Sort it out. Let's grab a goal right at the end. Let's not take it to penalties. Come on. Grab a goal, please. Please score a goal. Someone score a goal. There's nothing I can do. It's going to penalties. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is not expected. Carranza's got to go at first because he's got the best penalty taking, and then Kiesewetter after him. Zurutuza has got good finishing and composure, so he can go then. And then Torres has got really good penalty for some reason. After that, Rodolfo Pizarro could settle it with that 5th penalty. I'm reluctant to put De La Garza. He's got good penalty taking, but his finishing isn't great. So I'd rather put Sweat ahead of him. And then actually, Lewis Morgan deserves to be a little bit higher up. He can go ahead of Sweat, I would say. And then maybe Will Trapp, then De La Garza, then Aaron Long, then Robles. Okay, that's it. Right, this was not expected and it wasn't wanted. We step up first though as Carranza scores his penalty. Good. Good stuff. Now, Robles is one of the best keepers in the league. He's kept plenty of clean sheets this season. Obviously not today, but hopefully he's good at saving penalties. We've not seen him have to make too many penalty saves, but DC United score their penalty. Kiesewetter is going to step up next, and he fires that into the top corner as well. Good stuff. Okay, Robles, please make the save, lad. Come on, make the save. Go on, make it. They've hit the post. Come on. DC United hit the post. We take the lead in the penalty shootout. 0-2 now. I've just kicked the microphone a bit. Has that ruined? Scores. I kicked the wire of the microphone, which then sort of took the USB out a little bit, and I thought it might break things. But as far as I'm aware, it hasn't broken things. I might have to play this back in a minute and then just start recording again because I'm a little bit concerned. DC scored their penalty. Roman Torres steps up. Don't you dare miss this, lad. Bottom corner, cool as you like. Perfect penalty from him. And now, all the pressure is on DC United. If they miss, we win. So Robles, if it's a time to make a save, please make the save right now. Please make the save right now. I'm expecting you to do it as he stands in the goal line. DC to step up. Come on then. Come on then. Robles for the save. Doesn't make that save. But all the pressure is now on MVP nominee Rodolfo Pizarro. Come on, lad. I believe in you. I believe in you. You're nominated for the MVP for a reason, all right? Be that MVP. Be the man that sends us through to the MLS Cup. Be the man that takes us there. Come on, Rodolfo. He's done it. Cool as you like. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. I always thought we'd win that game. But bloody hell, that was close. Oh, my gosh. Right. Aggressively. So much work to be done on that performance. Some players seem confused and demotivated by that, which maybe is reasonable. I don't know, but that was worrying. Very worrying. Just stop the recording, listen back to it. It is all fine. It's all working. I just got very concerned when I kicked the wire and the issues we've had with microphones recently. I was expecting it to all just go mental and break. Right, we're through. I've calmed down, and I think we're up against San Jose, if I remember rightly. Not San Jose, Real Salt Lake City. That's mental, isn't it? Assistant manager, go and do that press conference, please. Inter Miami fans thank me for lifting the Major League Soccer Eastern Conference. Oh, so that's just even more bizarre, isn't it? So we won our conference. We were top that league. We don't actually get the trophy for topping the league. You get the trophy for winning the playoffs in that conference. So that's even more confusing. So actually we could have stuck around to see a trophy being lifted there. But now we're taking on, if we can find it, Real Salt Lake City. Okay. So this is the team then that came back and managed to beat San Jose. After a very bad bit of form towards the end of the season, they've done very well in the playoffs, only conceding the 2 goals to San Jose. So, I don't know, considering that I don't know, perhaps we've done a little better. Just, if you take away the final 5 minutes of that game against DC United, I've got to say, we should be heavy favourites for this game against Real Salt Lake City, but I'm not too sure myself now. I've seen the final 5 minutes of that game in extra time. Real Salt Lake City then, past meetings, we beat them 3-2 earlier on in the season. How did that game go? That was a 90th minute winner from Agudelo, very early on in the season, if I remember. So, 2 very evenly matched sides. Rodolfo Pizarro injured for 1 to 3 days, as is De La Garza, so they shouldn't be affecting us too much. This is exciting, though. Very exciting. And I didn't actually expect to be in this position. I thought we'd have a good season, but I thought given that Inter Miami are a new squad, they wouldn't gel together that nicely, and I'm not that great of a manager, but clearly the squad have gelled together very nicely, and I must be an absolute superstar of a manager to get them all the way through to this. Heidmann's unfortunately going to be out for the rest of the season now, isn't going to play a part in the final as he's out with a twisted ankle for 3 to 4 weeks. So thank you for all your efforts this season, Heidmann. You're blessed. Thank you for helping us out so much. Your contributions have helped to our success of getting to the MLS Cup final. Come on then. The thing is, I don't think we changed the lineup much at all. If anything, really. Maybe Agudelo comes back on that right-hand side instead of Kiseveta, but Kiseveta played well in that game against DC United, scoring a penalty, of course, but I'm sure Agudelo would have done that as well. Okay. It's come round quickly. Come round very, very quickly. But we're here now. Real Salt Lake versus Inter Miami. Attend the press conference. The match will, of course, be played at your home ground of the new Lockhart Stadium. I presume that is because we've finished above them in the Supporters' Shield. That's what I'm assuming. It seems very unfair otherwise, but how much of an advantage is that for the final? It's an advantage, but they don't come around too often. It's up to us to make the most of it. And, we had to make the most of it against DC United, and we nearly fell apart at the end. You'll miss Heidemann for one match. How big of a blow is that to your team? It's disappointing, especially for the player, but the team will get on without him. Let's say that. Let's not just dwell on that too much. The game is one of the very biggest, and Inter Miami fans are sure to be watching with high expectations. Is that making you anxious at all? No. Well, I'll say there's a little tension. It's human if that wasn't the case. I'll say that, but I'm not anxious. I think we can go and beat Real Salt Lake City. Will we see any changes to your first team lineup for the big match? Then maybe one or two little changes. I don't think chopping and changing all the time will be helpful, but there might be one or two changes. Can you reveal how you will instructing Inter Miami boys to play? I'm not going to be discussing tactics. You know how we play anyway, so I don't need to say that. The MLS Cup decider against Real Salt Lake will no doubt prove a fascinating managerial duel between you and your opposite number. What's your relationship with that manager whose name I cannot pronounce? I'm going to say I think my dislike from him is well known. I want to start some beef. How important is it that players like Pellegrini are ultra consistent? We've had this question so many times. He's as dependable as they come, and I never think twice about putting his name on the team sheet, which of course I'll be doing for this one too. Let's say that. There we go. Agudelo is being dropped by the USA squad, which is a great shame, and Chapman is not in the Canadian side, but other players have been picked for their international sides, including Pizarro for Mexico, which is pretty good. Will Trapp, Aaron Long also for the US national men's squad, which is good to see. Right. Press conference is done, and MLS Goalkeeper of the Year vote. Okay, I'm not voting this, of course. I said that already. We're not voting. We'll look at the results later on. Inter Miami versus Real Salt Lake. We are evens. Like, we are the bookies' favourites for this, clearly, as you can see. So, hopefully we can just repay that favour. I don't know. Hopefully we can do that. Aloha on the bench instead of Heidman. And then I am going to start Agudelo instead of Kisiveta. And that is the strongest lineup I think we could possibly have. I can't see it getting any better than that, if I'm honest with you. So, we've just got to go with that. That is the lineup. For the final time this season, Robles in goal with a backline of Sweat, Long, Figao, Powell. Zurituja on trap in the midfield with Pellegrini, Pizarro, Agudelo in the attacking midfield. And Carranza on 18 goals this season. Hopefully we'll get 2 today to take him up to 20. Leads the line for us. Okay then, let's get into this. Into Miami, Real Salt Lake, 90 minutes. Unless, of course, we have another catastrophe in the final few minutes and we have to go to extra time and penalties, but hopefully just for 90 minutes between us and lifting the MLS Cup and having a perfect first season, almost a perfect first season. It would have been even better if we'd won the Supporters' Shield ahead of San Jose, but I'll take a US Cup and an MLS Cup in there, win the playoffs and things like that. No one cares about the Supporters' Shield as far as I'm aware, so there we go. Early in this match, Ben Sweat getting himself forward, looking to put a cross into the middle, which he gets into Pellegrini, who cuts inside in the area. Back to Will Trapp, who couldn't keep his shot down. If he had kept that down, that's going top corner, no doubt. But unfortunately, not the chance taken there for. We do have a corner though. Pizarro looking to put this on the head of Carranza or someone, not quite. Pellegrini collects the loose cleared ball. He gets inside the area, takes a shot on. It's a good save from the Real Salt Lake keeper. But it's nice to see that we are testing the keeper early on, testing that Real Salt Lake defence. Also nice to see that they've not had a shot yet in the first 10 minutes or so. Our defence holding up quite nicely as Agudelo gets on the ball, into Trapp, into Zurituja, puts it across to Pellegrini. What a great ball that was. Pellegrini in behind the defence. 8 minutes into the game. He gives us the lead with his 10th goal of the season. Matthias Pellegrini gives it the lead to Inter Miami. 1-0 up. You love to see it. That's a fantastic ball, by the way. And Pellegrini's close control here to just weave his way through the box and just finish that low into the bottom corner. Honestly, that is a fantastic goal. The Inter Miami fans go into raptures, but Real Salt Lake looking to come back with that throw-in isn't the way to do it, as Will Trapp can't really do anything with that. He can't get on the end of a loose ball, and it's Real Salt Lake tackled at the back, but they still keep coming forward, getting it out wide. Francisco Calvo can't get in the middle, so Trapp makes a tackle there, although Agudelo loses it in the defensive third, which is always a bad place to lose it. And, Real Salt Lake have managed to equalise. Sam Johnson's 20th of the season. I thought we might have just got that cleared. We'll see it slightly better on the replays here as... I mean, you can put that back down to Agudelo losing the ball there, but it's a cross in the middle. Johnson, Sweat just doesn't clear it. Sweat has really messed things up for us there. It's 1-1 on the scoreline, but if we just keep playing like we have been playing all season, we should be fine to win this game, all right? We should be fine. I have faith in the boys. As Ben Sweat needs to make up for his mistakes, and Zurituja puts the ball back to Ben Sweat, who can lose possession again. Ben Sweat has been absolutely incredible for us this season. Luckily, Aaron Long can win possession back, and Pellegrini can move it slightly more centrally. Will trap out to Sweat. Sweat, get a nice assist here, please. He can't. He loses possession again, and Pellegrini has to win it back again. And we just can't seem to find that killer final ball, although Agudelo been gifted the ball there weirdly. Agudelo in behind the defence now, shoots. Good save. Perhaps should have looked to cross it in towards Carranza or Pellegrini, but we won't complain too much. We are in control of the tie, I would say, from most of these stats, although Real Salt Lake got a few shots in quick succession there as Zuratouza wins the ball nicely, looking to start an attack, plays it into Trapp, who gets it into Pizarro, who is facing a lot of traffic, but gets it into Carranza, into Pellegrini, and Pellegrini, puts it just wide of the post. Agonisingly close there in what has been a very tight first half. After I have just said I think we're in control of the tie, it is quite tight, I've got to say. Nothing really to call between the stats apart from possession, which we have dominated. But half-time, 1-1, it's exciting. I'm going to go aggressive, though. I am not happy with your performance out there, and everyone is fired up by that, which you love to see. Come on, then. We've got 45 minutes to go. And the player who's been playing the very best for us, for the final few parts of the season, Pellegrini's been our best player, and he's now injured. So Lewis Morgan has got a huge challenge upon him there as Pellegrini's forced off. That is a huge blow to us. And hopefully it's not one that we're going to be ruining, because Pellegrini's, alongside Zuratouza, but Pellegrini has been the only decent player we've had on the pitch, really. The only really big attacking threat for us. And the second half goes on. We've only had the one shot in the second half, whereas Real Salt Lake have had a few more, and that's the Pellegrini effect, I suppose. He's the one taking the shots for us in this game, and he's not really there now to do that, as the ball forward isn't great, and Real Salt Lake look to come forward. Calvo into Johnson, Robles with a very, very important save there. Let's get creative out there, lads. Get creative. Lewis Morgan on the ball, into Zuratouza. Will Trapp, into Zuratouza. Back to Will Trapp. Come on, lads. Let's get it out wide. Get it out wide. Or into Agudelo, into Carranza. Carranza, come on, lad. His 19th of the season. 65 minutes on the clock. 25 minutes to go. He makes it 2-1 towards us. And that was a goal out of nothing almost. Because, I mean, Zuratouza, the balls he can pick out. He was such an inspired signing. I'm so glad we got him. We obviously offered him that contract ages ago. And then he accepted it. And he was signing for the club, and I was like, that's like literally the first player I've seen. I've offered him the contract. I should have done some more shopping, but he is justifying the reasons why I decided to sign him. And I'm so glad that we didn't have to actually register him, because I was getting panicky that we had to register him and we couldn't play him. Luckily, he is a designated player, so doesn't need to be registered in line with the salary cap stuff. So he can just play any game he wants to, which is fine, because I was panicking that we'd signed him for a lot of money. And, well, we signed him on a free transfer, paying him a lot of money, but obviously that worked out quite nicely for us in the end, as Will Trapp on the ball, plays it back to Zuratouza, up to Agudelo, heads it down to Carranza again. Agudelo, off the crossbar, I think, there, or maybe the keeper fumbled it, but good chances for us in quick succession there. Come on, then. 20 minutes to go to hold things together. Let's go a little bit more balanced, all right? We don't want to be pushing forward too much and leaving ourselves open at the back, as Powell into Trapp. Trapp into Powell. Powell back to Trapp. In the middle, cleared. And it's only as far as Figal. We can launch an attack straight back at them. As Zuratouza into Trapp. Trapp gets it out back to Zuratouza. Into Morgan. Who is going to reach it? He does reach it and gets the ball to Sweat. Sweat into Zuratouza. Zuratouza, finish it off. Trapp, finish it off. He puts it just wide. Okay, 10 minutes to go. Let's keep this going. Number 9 on the ball for Real Salt Lake City. They're having a rare chance on a highlight, and Johnson puts that just over the bar. He looks very dangerous here today. I'm very reluctant to make changes right now, because I don't want to mess things up too much. And if we have to go to extra time, I want to have fresh faces for then, and we can react to some sort of situations. Agudelo into Zuratouza. Trapp on the ball. Trapp coming forward. Still forward on the ball. Sweat on the ball. Come on. Across the 6-yard box. Surely Zuratouza has finished things off. 3-1 into Miami with 5 minutes to go. Now, obviously, we did concede to DC United in less time than this in a game to go to extra time. So it is possible for Real Salt Lake to do it. So I'm not going to get too excited just yet. But to show you of my confidence, I am going to go to a TV camera so I can get ready to see us lifting the trophy. That's how confident I am that we are going to be lifting the MLS Cup. As the clock ticks down, 4 minutes to go of extra time. It ticks down. We've won it. We've actually gone and won it. Inter Miami 3, Real Salt Lake 1. I cannot believe how well this has all panned out. We didn't actually see us lifting the trophy there, which is interesting. I guess there's not a trophy, I don't know. But that is absolutely fantastic. Passionately, well done out there, lads. A huge win for you guys. You'll love to see it. Inter Miami celebrate a famous treble. What have we won? 3 things. We've won the MLS Cup. Oh, okay, we won the MLS Cup, the Eastern Conference, and the US Cup. So, yeah, 3 things we've won this season. That is huge. I'm very pleased with that. Quality of possession provides victory. Press conference from the other manager. What did he say? A bad day at the office. The game is over. I won't discuss it any further. Yeah, I bet you won't discuss it further. A big wet wipe. I don't know why I said that. Pellegrini out for 3 to 4 weeks, but it doesn't matter because the season and this whole series finishes right now. So we'll have to talk about what we're doing next in a few moments' time. The post-match press conference is about to begin. Let's do this one. You have shocked a lot of people by winning the MLS Cup with your unfancied Inter Miami team. Was it luck more than anything else for you? No, it wasn't luck. It was hard work and ability that won this competition. That's exactly what I genuinely think that as well. I don't think we got lucky. We had a bit of bad form, but the form we had after that, and we were just brilliant for the second half of the season. That was hard work and ability that got us there. How proud are you to add the MLS Cup to Inter Miami's silverware cabinet? I'm delighted. After winning that, the Bournemouth fans are going to be even more demanding. Won't this pile extra pressure on you as a manager? No, of course not. I thrive under that sort of pressure. That's what I'm going to say. Today is a great moment for Inter Miami CF. But looking forward, can you build on the success? Well, not me personally, because I'm stopping this series. So, you know, fair play. In fact, what I'll do instead, I'm going to put this save file in a link in the description. So if you want to carry on where I've left off, be my guest. Go and carry on and build this Inter Miami legacy if you've been inspired by this or whatever. So there will be a link to the save file down in the description for you, which I think you guys will quite enjoy. I think the squad is capable of going on to become a real force. With silverware secured, you must be pleased that the club appears to be on course to realise its long-term vision. This is just a start as far as we're concerned. We're ambitious and moving in the right direction, we'll say that. We've given £155,000 for winning that. That's not a lot of money really at all, is it, in terms of football in general? I've brought glory to Inter Miami. The board are delighted with me, obviously, as they should be. Zuratouza on form because he was absolutely incredible in that game. You were superb in the number of chances you created. Keep it up, lad. £108,000 for qualifying for the North American Champions League, which, of course, if you download this save file, you can go and do, which would be quite interesting. So we've got a bit more extra allocation money. And then apparently some Generation Adidas graduates, which I don't really know what that means. Abu Danladi, he's a great striker that used to be at Minnesota. Didn't realise he went to Nashville. But he actually... Now, I thought Abu Danladi, I remember this because I know what Generation Adidas players are because Abu Danladi is one. Unless this means he's gone through Generation Adidas and he's now a graduate of that. I think that's what it means. But he was a Generation Adidas player. I do remember that being a thing because he was a very hotly tipped striker and did quite well for Minnesota United, if I remember rightly. Right. Record low number of wins for Inter Miami. It's our first ever season, so of course it's going to be the record low, but it's also the record high as well. Everything here is a record low. You love to see it. In fact, I'm taking a screenshot of that and posting that on Twitter later on because that is just ridiculous, isn't it? Why not record high? End it on a high. Fair play, fair play. Right. End of season awards. Pizarro, player of the season, interestingly. I thought maybe Carranza or Pellegrini would have got that, but neither of those two in the top 3, which I find interesting. Zuratouza signing of the season and Pellegrini young player of the season. Club Vision. Right. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to save the game here, and then you can do this bit when you're doing your saves if you want it. So I'll leave this bit for you to do and things like that, although you may want to resign me as manager and then make your own manager. I don't know what you want to do, but you've got those choices ahead of you, obviously. So if you want to just stick with me as my manager profile, then be my guest. If you want to make me retire or resign and then add a manager to the club and become your own manager, then do that as well, because then you can have your name next to my name on the list of honours and things like that. So there we go. You can also decide the pre-season training camp if you want to. You've got a choice of Arizona, California, or Florida, so nothing major there. And there we go. Sam Johnson wins the Golden Boot. Carranza comes second, which is very good for Carranza considering he had such a slow start to the season. And who's this? Best rookie goes to none of my players, but Defender of the Year doesn't go to... that's frustrating. None of my players... There were 5 candidates. 2 of them were my players, and they didn't go on to win the MLS Defender of the Year, which I think is an injustice, really. And I presume that if we go to the MVP of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, that seems like a weird award, doesn't it? They've got some proper weird awards here. Humanitarian of the Year, what the hell does that mean? I don't know how you win that, but fair play. Some very odd awards here. MVP, that's what we're looking for. We don't win it, unfortunately, which is a great shame. We didn't expect to win it either with Pizarro. But there we go. I'm going to save this right here, and I'll get this save file uploaded and in a link in the description for you. But that's that for this series, which is kind of sad in a way. But to be fair, I've really enjoyed the end of this series. I've really enjoyed the run into the playoffs and things like that. It's been really good fun. But obviously, we're moving on to something different. Today is Thursday, or as you're watching this, it's Thursday as this video comes out. Friday, we will have it's a bit late to be fair, but the hop to the top stuff. I said I'd promise you a look back on good things and also a 10 years in the future video. I've been busy, I've not done those, and I should have done them, but they'll be out tomorrow on Friday. And then Monday, we're going to be starting a new series, Around the Block. It's a journeyman save around the former Eastern Bloc, the Soviet Union Eastern Bloc, which I think is going to be really, really good fun. So stay tuned for that one. It's back to a normal sort of presenting style for me, so not a long episode like this. It'll be the more typical 2 episodes per game, and I'll play some games off camera. But I'm going to do a lot of stuff with it and try and put a lot of effort into some extra bits for you to make it slightly more entertaining. So stick around for that one. It's going to be really, really good fun. But from me for this Inter Miami Live series, thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. The MLS champions, Inter Miami, we bid you farewell. Goodbye.